we're playing the game of life and adding a retirement twist. So our game board is more like the stages of life. So we've gone through 50, 55, 59 and a half. Next stop on our game of life, Loren, age 62, what's important there?
62, when 62 comes to mind, most people are thinking about, now I have a chance to receive a return from your Social Security investment that you've been making all of these years. You didn't have a choice to pay into Social Security. Every year you have earned income, you've paid into this Social Security pot. Now at age 62, you have a chance to get some money back from that Social Security pot. The question is should you start taking your Social Security at age 62? There's some considerations to that. Many factors go into when you should be taking your Social Security. One of the factors is, are you still working? Are you still working? Right now, the Social Security earned income limit is somewhere right around $19,000, meaning that if you take your Social Security income and you make more than that earned income limit, call it $19,000, then you are going to be penalized for every dollar you make over that limit. So if you're working and you're still making more than $19,000, you may choose not to take your Social Security for that reason alone, so you don't have that penalty.
And when you say penalized, you say you'll get less Social Security? Is that what that means?
That means you're going to get less Social Security. For every $1 you make over, for every $2 you make over that $19,000 limit,
okay,
you're going to lose $1.
Okay. Let's move on. You ready to spin?
Or you want me to spin?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I need to catch up.
Yes.
There we go.
You only rolled a 6.
All right, so you move me, I'll take a card, win a beautiful forehead contest. I knew that was my calling all along.
A beautiful.
And collect $40,000 from the bank.
Okay, well, that contest was worth it then, wasn't it?
I'll take the $40,000.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so we're moving along the board, and now the game of life. You hit age 65 in the game of life. You're feeling pretty good when you hit 65, right?
65 is a wonderful milestone now for many people because they're eligible for Medicare. In fact, Medicare is really, or the cost of healthcare is really keeping many people from retiring prior to the age of 65. So age 64 is a milestone that not a lot of people like, because age 64 is when their mailbox starts to get full every single night they come home, and they get all kinds of mailings, all kinds of flyers that talk to them about Medicare and all the options that they have. So not only do you get bombarded with all this Medicare stuff, but now you start to realize there's so many different options when it comes time to electing your Medicare. So the fact that 65 has rolled around, you're happy. Some of those mailings will start to diminish a little bit, but now you can switch over from whatever healthcare you were on to Medicare if you're not working, or maybe you want to even if you are working. The situation is different for everybody. But Medicare for many people is more affordable than other retired healthcare options. So we need to sort through those options, identify what are the best Medicare or healthcare strategies for you, but it's another arrow in your quiver that you can use to help this expensive cost of healthcare.
So I have to admit something. I have to I'll take a penalty square and I'll go back one. I forget that in the financial world, you guys like to celebrate half birthdays,
oh, yes.
59 and a half. So I'd be remiss if on the game of life we didn't take a stop at age 63 and a half and tell us why.
I love the penalty. Thanks for being so honest
still ahead,
on that
though.
one. Yeah. 63 and a half is a milestone because it is one of the most common times that people choose to retire now. And it has to do with healthcare costs. Once you separate service from an employer, if you had qualified healthcare coverage at that employer, now you can elect COBRA, and that you can have that COBRA coverage for 18 months. So if you retire at 63 and a half, you go on COBRA insurance, and you can be on COBRA insurance until 65 and then switch over to Medicare. Now, for a lot of people who have been familiar with COBRA for many years, 10 years ago, COBRA was not such an attractive option because it was so expensive compared to other options. Today's different. Today, COBRA as an option for most people is less expensive than other open market healthcare options. So 63 and a half, if it works for you, you may retire, switch over to COBRA, and then at 65, make that transition to your Medicare coverage.
All right, we're gonna move along at the same pace now on the game of life here. I'm still 3 squares ahead, and let's stop at age 66, 67. So I'll stop at 67, you stop at 66.
Okay, so age 66, 67, this is your full retirement age for most people anyways, your full retirement age when it comes to Social Security, which means you are not taking a reduction in benefits if you file for your Social Security. Now, whether your full retirement age is 66 or 67 is all dependent upon when you were born. So you first need to identify what is your full retirement age, because it can be in between there too. It can be 66 and 2 months, 66 and 4 months, again, just dependent upon the year that you were born. And then it's a matter of, so now you're not going to take the reduction if you file for Social Security, but still, should you take your Social Security benefit? If you're a married couple, you might have up to 81 different options of how you elect your Social Security. So full retirement age, you get your full benefit, but for every year you wait to take your benefits post full retirement age, you get an extra 8% increase on your guaranteed income for life. So it might make sense in your situation to take it at full retirement age, or wait a little bit extra to get that 8% guaranteed increase.
And did you say that the earnings test goes away if you're still working?
I did not say that, but thank you for bringing that up.
Well, it was right here on the outline.
So now you don't get that penalty because you brought that back in.
Yay, good.
The earned income test does go away, which means you can make $1 million a year if you want to, take your Social Security benefits and not be penalized. You're going to receive your full Social Security benefits. However, you still may be taxed. A lot of times people will get the earned income limit confused with taxation. You still may be taxed, and that's all dependent upon what your income level is, but you can make as much as you want and still take your benefit without penalty.
All right, let's keep moving along. We're going to 70. We're plugging through, so we're moving along the game here. Age 70, what do we need to know?
Okay, age 70 is where your Social Security amount maxes out in most cases. So if you haven't taken your Social Security benefit and you're 70 years old, you're gonna wanna turn that Social Security income on, because that 8% guarantee per year increase that you did receive from full retirement age to this point goes away. If you're still working, because Social Security takes into consideration your top 35 wage earning years, so if you're still working, you can still take your Social Security benefit at age 70, and you probably should. And if you're making more than what you did in one of those other 35 years, they will automatically recalculate your benefit, which means the next year you could get an increase based on the fact you're still working and contributing to Social Security.
Well, that's an interesting tip.
So that's another one, is a lot of people don't know. You can take Social Security, and that does not freeze your benefit in. If you're still working, it can still increase your benefit. Thank you for watching this clip of Retiring Today, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have questions about your retirement plan, take advantage of the complimentary 15-minute retirement checkup phone call.